If Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Peace through annihilation. You've seen peace through strength. Now this is stage 2, and that's probably what's going to happen very, very soon.
2 more hostages released by Hamas as the terror group claims it has returned
Somehow we're still siding with Israel? Yeah, I would say Israel's better than Hamas. That doesn't mean Israel's good. It's like saying your finger getting cut off is better than your hand getting cut off.
Dead hostages it could find.
Yeah,
Hamas
obviously.
saying they now need special equipment to locate the rest of them. Israel, for its part, keeping the threat of military action on the table, with the country's defense minister directing the military to plan for the total defeat of Hamas if they do not abide by the peace deal. Former State Department Deputy Special Envoy under President Trump, Eli Kohanim, joins me now. Eli, what a week it has been. And the latest appears to be that Hamas says that they have released all the bodies that they can find. And Israel is saying it is not good enough. And they're threatening military action. They're threatening to restart this war if Hamas does not comply with the rules of the ceasefire.
Well, they have to disarm and leave. That's the problem, is that if they won't disarm and leave, this problem doesn't go away. You have to totally get rid of these people. Like, you can give them safe passage to another country, they can retire there or something like that, but you can't, they can't stay there. Like, any world where that leadership and that group is still in Gaza, still in Palestine, that's a war zone, no matter what. They're never going to stop. Well, I think I've got a feeling they're going to stop.
Things go from here.
Carly, things just go up from here. I want to remind the audience that Hamas is a U.S. designated foreign terrorist organization.
Well, of course they are.
And so we can expect
Obviously.
that they might want to play some games in this process. However, we are in a historic moment because of President Trump's leadership. This coalition of Arab, Muslim, and Israel that he brought together, including European backing. And what we're seeing right now is not just about Gaza. It's about the future of the Middle East, a brand new Middle East, a peace for the ages, as the president has told us, because this plan, the 20-point plan, what it does is it lays the groundwork for full normalization with Israel. And I have no doubt that the president's team is working on this right now. I want to also point out that the reason we're here is not just peace through strength, but it's peace through victory. And that comes about.
Yeah. You just get rid of, I mean, they're literal fucking terrorists. They kill their own people. Like, it's not even a question. It's not going to work. At least letting them leave part. They're always going to leave embeddings. The only way to get rid of them all is to fight them, and they'll fight to the last man. They're not afraid. I think that being willing to fight to the last man feels a lot better when you're not losing, like, mass amounts of men every day. Like, it sounds good, right? It sounds good. Oh, yeah, sure. But whenever they're faced with that, well, you know, that's different.
Because of the brave U.S. military men who flew those B-52 bombers and took out Iran's nuclear program, as the president has said.
They're religious fanatics. Everybody is a religious fanatic until they're about to die. And there will be people who will die for their religion. But there will also be a lot of other people that won't. And I think it's really surprising how fast complete obliteration makes people rational. I'm not saying all of them, but I think a lot of them, it becomes very, very evident what's going to happen. And Trump already did this before with the Taliban. He said, if you do this, I'm going to blow up your family and kill you. And then nothing happened. Problem solved. So this entire idea that you can't negotiate and you can't reason with these people, that's because you're not using the language that they're listening to.
taking out Iran's nuclear program, their military infrastructure. That also paved the way for us to be at the moment that we are right now, which is peace after 2 years of war and fighting, which began under Joe Biden's feckless presidency.
It was a remarkable night over the summer, Operation Midnight Hammer, and without that happening, and imagine making that decision as the commander-in-chief to go ahead and do that, not knowing if it was going to work or what was going to happen when they were flying those B-2 bombers over Iranian territory. But if not for that, where would these hostages be? But when it comes to Gaza itself, Ellie, Defense Minister Israel Katz has ordered the IDF to ready a plan to continue fighting if Hamas does not release the rest of
Somebody says, you don't get it? They've been bombing them for 2 years. Trump can't do anything. Everyone knows it except you. That's crazy you think that. That's wow. Man, you have no idea. Wow.
bodies. He says if Hamas refuses to implement the agreement, Israel, in coordination with the U.S., will return to fighting and act to achieve the complete defeat of Hamas, change the reality in Gaza, and attain all the objectives of the war.
Yeah,
so
sure.
that appears to be like there is a real possibility that this war could pick back up again. Do you anticipate that happening?
Highly unlikely.
Carter, it's part of the plan from the outset.
There will probably be another military event, but it will not be like a war. It'll probably be like very short-lived thing where there's probably some sort of flare-up and there is a resistance and they're going to get fucking annihilated and then it's going to be over. That's probably what's going to happen. There will probably be one more big event. Maybe two.
That Hamas must disarm. And we heard President Trump say that yesterday.
That's what, if I had to guess.
What if Hamas refuses? And he said, oh, yes, they will disarm. And if they don't disarm willingly, we're going to, in essence, he said, we're going to disarm them. So we know that in the region, everybody knows that when President Trump speaks, he says what he means and he means what he says. And so I expect that Hamas will be forced to comply, whether it's going to happen through the pressure of Qatar, Egypt, and our other allies, Turkey in the region, who, again, the president, through just his sheer force of personality, has brought this coalition together to put the diplomatic pressure on.
I don't think it's force of personality, by the way. It is the force of immediate, imminent destruction. That's it. To stop them killing their own people, just restart a war to kill everybody. It sounds so stupid, not going to lie. I mean, you can't have a terrorist group that's running the place, right? I mean, you can't have a terrorist group running the place. Like, so unless that is at the end of the day, that can't happen. So if they're there, anything is on the table. Until they leave, if they want the war to stop, they can leave. Disarm and leave. They were already granted the ability to do it without dying. That's pretty good.
But if that's not going to work, the military option has always been on the table. I wouldn't look at it as a return to war. I would look at it as carrying out this plan, which has always demanded that Hamas must disarm. And again, this coalition is in agreement on one thing, which is that Hamas has no future in Gaza.
That's right. Well, there are going to be 20 families in Israel who are going to have a wonderful weekend ahead come Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The biggest difference now is that everybody in the Middle East is in agreement on what happens next with Hamas. Exactly. Yeah, they don't have any allies. I think that they were relying on, I think primarily Iran, and then Trump nuked the fuck out of Iran. And people say, oh, well, it didn't affect Iran. Iran is fine. If Iran was fine, then why did they stop shooting missiles at Israel after they got basically all of their nuclear facilities annihilated? Why is it that as soon as this happened, all of the aggressive language instantly stopped, the bombing stopped, the missiles stopped, everything stopped? Well, it's because it's because they knew what was going to happen if they kept doing it. See, people like you never listen to what people like this say, you listen to what they do.
because of what took place.
Yeah, and I want to just point out, Carly, that the last remaining female hostage body in Barhaman was returned, and her family has issued a statement that they can finally put her to rest.
Yeah.
So
She was killed at the Nova Music Festival.
Exactly.
That's bad.
About it earlier.
So much gratefulness to the president.
Ellie,
for all
thank
of
you
it.
for remembering her and for talking to us this morning. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
Yeah, I think that's basically what's happened is that they put themselves in a position.
Brian, kill me.
And I mean,
Jesus. Birmingham police banning Tel Aviv supporters for attending their own game. No, I haven't seen that at all. I have no idea. And yeah, I have no clue whatsoever. And Iran also has a huge issue of having zero water in reserve. Most of it's in territories and cities around the edge of collapse. Maybe you're right. I mean, like, in my opinion, I think that Iran launched more missiles literally days after the American strike. Sure, right? Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, I'm sure they launched a few of them to save face and to act like that. But let's be honest, they pretty much stopped shooting missiles at Israel, right? Maybe it's like a tiny fraction of what it was, if anything. Like, again, I think that you're coping. You're coping. The reality is that whenever you are a massive superpower that has nuclear capabilities and you can just completely obliterate your opponent, you don't have to negotiate in the same way that other people do. You don't have to come to the table for certain things. They have to listen to you. It's not a negotiation. You're just telling them what's going to happen. And, either this can happen or the other thing can happen. It's up to them. So it's that simple. Might makes right. It really does. It really does. And people forget about this because I think that they spend a lot of time on Reddit or other things like that. But the reality is that whenever you have enough power, you can do anything that you want. That's the truth. You can do anything that you want if you have enough power and the ability to exert that power. Even if it is absolutely horrible. Think about the worst possible thing that you can ever imagine. Get enough people together and you can do it. If people can't stop you, then you can do anything you want because you have the cards. Yeah, exactly. So morality doesn't matter? No. No, actually it doesn't. If you open up a history book, you will immediately see that. Every single page of that book will prove you wrong. And the pages that you're confused about, I wonder who wrote them. You're not thinking of it's Reddit morality, Reddit thinking, Reddit logic. Yeah, there's total logic. You present two options, no gray area. Yeah, and so that's it. And 300K people in like an hour is pretty bad. When we dropped the big ones and only took 9 dudes. Yeah, I mean that was it. And winners write history, exactly. And Reddit retard logic, I know. And morality is a convenience. Yes, exactly. Morality is a convenience, and it makes things easier to get the population behind, but it's certainly not necessary. And that's it. And so that's really what that's what I'm assuming is going to happen. You heard Mexican cartels are going to Ukraine war to learn drone warfare. Well, I mean, good luck. I mean, I'd say that's a pretty good place to learn. It seems like Ukraine knows how to do it pretty well.